All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope y'all had a great morning so far. Very interesting day that happened yesterday. My wife kind of used my office camera slightly off. Let me see. There we go. Fix the angle a little bit. So I hope y'all enjoy BYTTT yesterday. If you took some of the trades that was there, I will say this: congratulations. I did shut it down for the day. It just felt like it was a lot of consolidation. I didn't get to experience some of the good parts that was there. But for those that did, congratulations. Go ahead and put in a comment if you were able to catch any of them. Let me go ahead and let the rest of the community know that I am online. Let's go ahead and grab that. Let's grab my content and send this out to everybody. If you haven't hit the like, subscribe, or the bell button, by all means, this is a perfect time for you to do so. I think I bring a lot of good content, but if I do something that's a little off-putting or whatever, by all means, go ahead and put it in the chat or the comments if you're watching this on replay, because my goal is to bring good information, especially from a trading perspective, and making sure that the community actually makes a little bit of money. All right. So let me go ahead and send this out to my folks. Do 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 do. All right. All right. Oh, I guess I must have tweaked something. All right. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I get that post and notify. All right. So let's get right to it. The first thing we're going to go ahead and talk about is the NASDAQ. You already know that's one of my favorite tickers. Let me go ahead and hide this. So the price action that I was looking at was the 15-minute orb, right? And that was up here. And you could kind of see we shut down roughly about 10:15 or so, and then it kind of picked up a little bit later. Let me minimize that and fix this problem. All right. So when it actually did that, what ended up happening, it was still inside of that box, right? So that's why those 15-minute orbs are really, really cool strategies. Like I said, there were some people that made money while playing the inside of it, and there's some people like me that was just waiting for the breakout. I try not to get caught up in the lunchtime rush, so I did not stay for 12 o'clock. So if we look here, we got what kind of looks like an M pattern here, and that's what kind of made the market kind of tank, right? So the extension of that M pattern, and I've showed y'all this before. You want to take the short side, and then we kind of go ahead and put that down here, right? And you can see we really hit that level roughly around 12 o'clock. So I did not come back. I was gonna do a couple of call sell a couple of call verticals as well. That didn't actually happen. I just said, you know what, I'm out of the market. It's already running. I'm gonna let them enjoy themselves, and I just sat out. I did not want to get hit with FOMO. That's a big thing when it comes down to trading. Let's go ahead and fast forward. Let's go over to oil. CL looks really, really good. We had a bull flag breakout. And it kind of consolidated. But if you were able to catch this, I ended up getting like about 15 ticks, but there was like 120. It just kind of was chopping around. I didn't notice it from the 15-minute. If we actually go over to the chart, you'll see that we have a 5-minute where we kind of bounced around a little bit, and it was building a block. I didn't notice that until a little bit after. Kind of ran off on me, and I just said, you know what, let me just get out of here because it looked like they might come back down here. We wasn't making highs, and I didn't want to go ahead and fight with this level. Some people would go ahead and use this level as the breakout area, then start to accumulate. That's another safer way, and that still could get you around 67 ticks. Now I am still working. I'm a reformed scalper, so I'm trying my best to actually hold on to trades more than 5 minutes. But again, at the end of the day, I am the trader that I am, and I am profitable the way I am. So I'm trying to like work on other techniques. So if you're working on techniques, make sure you're doing sample sizes, and this was a good sample size. Let's go ahead and move on. This is gold. How much time I have? All right, not a lot of time. So let's go ahead and get this speed up a little bit. Let's come over to the 1 hour. If we look at gold here, you could kind of see that downward trend line is starting to get affected a little bit. Let me go ahead and fix this line a little bit. I know I did that on probably a higher time frame, but this is the kind of like potential. Let me squeeze this chart in a little bit so I can get the so we had a potential compression that was happening here, where the market was trying to figure out how they were going to break out of this level. If we look at this, it's already starting to do like a double bottom right on top of this 2400. I really think they want to get the rest of this because, you know, we left a little bit of the gap there. Let's fast forward. I'm not fast forward, but zoom in a little bit. You can see we got a nice little space on this daily that's still there. So I think that it's still vulnerable for more downside. This can be a little bit of a bait. W's are better in the bottom of a downtrend. So this is a micro move downtrend W. Don't try to see if you can get above that 255. You might get your feelings hurt. All right, let's go over to silver. Silver looks like this, very similar. It's in the middle of a death cross that failed to really give that extension. If we kind of zoom out a little bit, this is the rest of my M pattern. Maybe the M pattern is going to go ahead and pan out for the rest of the way. Possibly. So if we're looking at this, we're talking about a target all the way down to 25,210, somewhere around there. So that's the one I'm kind of eyeballing. Let's go ahead and get into the British pound. The British pound, it does look interesting here. We've been on this like slow, steady decline, which made the dollar kind of do a slow climb to the upside. But when we get to the dollar, you're going to see, I'm sorry, intentionally it should be going a small to the upside. And if we go look at the dollar, it's not really following that pattern, but we'll get to that. But as we dig deeper into the British pound, you can see we're rejecting off the 50 EMA, already in our death cross, so we're probably going to look for more downside. Let's see what happens there. Natural gas, we got that H pattern that I've been eyeballing for the longest. I am looking for the H pattern to really get played out. I don't know when it's going to happen, and that's not how the market works. We just put rules around, and if it breaks it, then we play it. Like this was a nice little way. We broke through, tried to make lows, got out the way, it came back, broke through, made a deeper run, but it just did not fill all the way to that gap that I've been looking for on the daily. We could see it here. It is over at where are we? 1.7. Let me zoom in a little bit. Actually, I'll take it. Yeah, 1681, somewhere around that ballpark. All right, let's speed this up. We got the Russell. The Russell looks very interesting also. They dumped this thing. I didn't think we was going to test 2000 so quickly, and you could see we was really getting there. That 200 EMA is really holding it up. So until it breaks the 200 EMA and hold below it, I am going to be a little apprehensive of anything that is going to be to that upside. So just be a little careful with that. The daily does look like it's going to curl right back up, but this fair value gap right here around 2100 seems to be a little formidable, and it's probably going to hold that level. Let's go ahead and get over to the dollar. If we look at the dollar, you'll see what I mean. We were, let me come to the 1 hour. We were kind of like on the British pound. You could see it kind of was curling down like this as the drop down was happening. So it's like the British pound and the dollar was moving in the same direction. And now we're starting to curl up to that, but it's still not a very following type thing, like a trending like the British pound. The British pound looks a little bit better as far as that, like that straight slope coming down the right way. And this one is like slowly like counting levels of like almost like support or maybe some type of consolidation that they're trying to figure out to see if they're going to really break that 103. But we did dip down into that 102. We could get ourselves a bullish divergence on the dollar here, and that would make things a little interesting. But right now, I am thinking that there is more downside. They reset the dollar and they're going to go after it. All right, so that said, we got 3 minutes until the market opens. Let me go ahead and start logging into my account. I'm going to pull up NQ for you, so that way we can go ahead and do that. All right, boom, 15 minutes, boom, and that's what it looks like. And then we'll probably get into some tickers as this is building. Give it a second. All right, so I just logged in to my final one. Oh, hold on. This one's acting a little funny. Oh, I forgot about my Thinkorswim. That's what it was. I felt like I was leaving out something. All right, let's get that going. Get that going. All right, so we got this one and this one side by side. Market's open. All right, so that's going. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a push down. There's no real news. Hold on, let me go look at the news. I think we had some job stuff that came in. Let's look at that again. Yeah, initial jobless claims. Bullish for the dollar, but the averages and the continuous is bearish for the dollar. So we're probably going to get a little bit of a mixed bag here as far as information. So we're going to have to just be a little patient with this one as well. I may start over my lines. I might. Only because we're on top of that order block. Just let me. No, I was thinking about considering more pizza, but we'll see how that goes. I'm supposed to log into this. All right, that's going. Very interesting on how no volume can really affect the contract. But again, I have a contract that I'm speculating will pan out way further down the line. So not much of a care there. Let me delete this trade idea. I'm gonna get myself ready for this one. Kind of pump fake myself a little bit on that line. Let me get that going. So what do we think could happen here? Well, we kind of built a base here, and it looks like we could be doing what looks like a W back up to these areas. We got a fair value gap of the 15-minute that we're trying to fill, and then we got the rest over here that can cause trouble because this looks like an area of interest that we could reject off of just by this 15-minute chart. Whatever downtrend we had a little bit of a deviation of that. Actually, let me turn this one into a ray. How do I do that again? Double click. I think it is style. Extend right. Could we be going over to this level and see if we can reject here. That's what I'm probably going to eyeball for. Looks like we're already starting to really push down. Like I said, I think they came for the fair value gap, got it in the pre-market, and right now they're probably going to start liquidating because that fair value gap is filled, and this is probably our order block that is going to give us a little trouble. So this is going to be probably where I'm looking for a good rejection here. Since I have so many lines, I'm going to do this bullish above here, and I'm going to adjust that to the top of my 15, and then I'm going to be bearish. Let me get rid of this line. I can use that one. I'll be bearish. Come on, I want the line. It's giving me the order block. All right, let's just put a new one. All right, bearish below here. So I'm going to just adjust this accordingly where I need. This one's going to be something I'm very concerned about, because if we can break above here, this is that pivot point roughly here that I was targeting from yesterday. So I'm very curious on how this all plays out. We got ourselves 10 minutes, so let's go ahead and do a little run through on some of these tickers. Let's see. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and take a look at my pizza position, because I think they had earnings. I was curious on where they're going to beat it. They beat it, but they missed revenue. I think there's going to be some more downside with them. That sucks. That sucks, possibly. We'll see how that goes. Probably adjust my position, get myself out, depending on how I feel. Got real close to that 50 EMA. I want to see if we can touch it. All right, let's go into my watch list. I got pizza GE. This is the one I kind of been eyeballing. Looking for more upside on this one. Nice curl here. That's going to be fun. Oh my God. I should have held on to those. I had some Dell puts back here on this area here, and I should have just held on to that thing. That thing is dumping, all with the whole tech drop. I really do believe Dell is one of the ones that was a beneficiary to the fact that we had the whole entire October run up, and people were just jumping in anything tech. So this thing, I will not be surprised to get back to $75 a share. Wow, that is a 50% drop. Talking about giving it all away, and it usually runs up after dividends. Ugh, that is not cute at all. Not cute at all. RCL's doing what I expected it to do. I'm gonna look for some consolidation here and then use this as support and see if we can get a little bit new highs, but I'm gonna keep an eye on that. Let's go ahead and get into my other list. Give me a second. All right, so now we're gonna go with our bearish side. Of course, I have my Royal Caribbean. AVGO is another one. Pan W. Here is Pan W. This is the one I'm very curious about, because I want to see if this thing is going to actually do an M pattern, because it looked like it was doing an M pattern here, and if it breaks this center pivot, that's what it's going to do. So this could be a pullback into the 50 EMA. Look for a possible rejection at 318. Let's go ahead and make this yellow, and we'll keep an eye on that for next week. Let's see. Oh, Costco, how are you doing over there? Because I did think it was going to test this area here at 788. It tried, and it's now reversing. Oh, really good bullish divergence here. Look for Costco to probably break out. I think I like this one. Might have to really, you know what? Let me put this on my red list. I think I might look for something later on today. I'm looking for it to break out of this area here and then start to really take off and probably even come back for the fair value gap. Costco is one. Give me a second. All right, sorry about that. Got multiple questions. All right, so if I could get a break out of here, we probably could fill back up to 888. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Let's see NQ. Let me look at NQ. We got a few more minutes. We got like 7 minutes until this is done. 15 minute. Oh yeah, we're making lowers. Look at that. They're gonna go back into that block. I wonder if it's gonna give up that whole block. If it gives up that whole block, that will make things. I'm trying to put it somewhere and then go switch back to my bull side. But this thing is like doing all types of stuff to that lower side. All right, maybe that's all they wanted was the 200 EMA on the 15. Let's see. All right, let's go ahead. HCA. Like I was saying before about HCA, I think healthcare is going to do a nice little run. I'm going to probably look for a position because this thing's starting to curl up a little bit. Let me see what the weekly looks like. Yeah, maybe. For the upside, see if we can go ahead and get above 369. ADP. ADP looks like they're done with that shooting star. Let's see if they can. Well, because we got this engulfing, then we got the shooting star. If today we kind of like really break down and break this support, I may turn around and think of ADP to the downside, but still interesting spot it's in. Abbott, it made a major move. It had an opportunity to create a fair value gap. It made lows into it, so they could be. Look at that 108. Why did I have 108 marked off? Must have been a level. Okay, must have been this. Right. So this 108 level, we did make higher highs, but they took their profits as soon as it got up there. So there's a very strong possibility that this Abbott could be doing a micro uptrend and then start to really dump. If it takes out this daily fair value gap, we might have a little trouble. But I like this golden cross. I really want to see Abbott turn a little bit bullish. All right. We're at 9:40. So we might as well go back to NQ. Back to the 15-minute and keep our eye on the prize. All right. So looking at something like this so far. Probably make our way up. All right, just checking some of my messages. Looks like a couple areas the community is bullish. A couple areas in the community is still thinking that there's more downside. We only take what the chart gives us. We do not force anything. Let's see, we got like 4 minutes before this candle is completely closed. This 15-minute does look like it's doing this. Let's come down to the 5-minute and see what we're looking at. Looking really good for more downside. But it has to get through the order block. Oh, you know what? While I do this, let me figure out why I drew this order block. Did I do it on the 15-minute? Doesn't look like it. Let me see, 1 hour. I've been very curious on why I boxed that out. Actually, I think I see where. I think it was the first instance of building this block here, because we had a nice little red drop down here, and then came back into here. So it might have been price action that's happening in here. We got some buyers, we got some sellers, we got everything in here. And we were having a little hard time here. Of course, 18,100 and 18,000 is going to be real tough. But that's probably why I kind of boxed that out. All right, let's go back to the 15-minute. We got like 3 minutes. They're trying to buy up the dip again. If we close inside of the order block, let me get rid of the watch list. If we close inside of the order block, I will probably consider taking something to the downside on a quick little scalp. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We will see. We got a couple of bond auctions coming up. We got a 30-year that comes out at 1 o'clock, so that's probably gonna play a little part in the market. 8-week, 4-week, and then we got some mortgage rates. A Fed speaking around 3 o'clock, so may get some volatility there as well. Central bank balance sheet. Did they dump off some of their assets, and this is why the market is dropping? That would be great to know. And now we got about 60 seconds left before we solidify our 15-minute, and it looked like it may turn into what could be an engulfing and close inside of this order block. Next attack will probably be this fair value gap on the 15-minute, and that's probably what will be our play. Target 17,970. So probably about 432, somewhere around there on the south side. If we do break out, let's see if we can get ourselves a target here. I would say we're probably going to test this fair value gap into 18,318. 18,318. Maybe 440, 445. We'll probably look for a contract there. Let's go ahead and check these contracts out. 432 today is looking a little spicy. Might go with a 430. Oh, look what they did. They kind of did a nice little push here. Actually, I'm going to stick with the 432. Let's save that. And then I said 450. And save that. Today's contract 432. And 450. Well, actually, you know what? I didn't save it. I like to have it a certain way. Let's put that there, like that, and let's fix you like that. And then likewise, I didn't do you. Boom. And lastly, oh, why did you not save it? No, I'm not crazy. Okay, there we go. That's that. Oh, we might get a break now. Okay, let's come over to the 5-minute. Could we be building a deviation of this downtrend that looks something like this? Possibly. Maybe we'll trail it against it. But I want to see the 5-minute kind of like close inside of here. I was thinking about going with a 1-minute, but I'm going to stick with my bridges. I'm not going to change up my rules. That's usually when you get yourself in a whole lot of trouble. So let me go ahead and calculate what this would be looking like. It probably like this. Maybe something like that. And wrong one, not this one, this one. And okay, save the order. We're breaking into it too early. I want to play this down. That bottom of the order block might be the target that they're looking for, but I want to see if we can get blast right through it. There we go. Nice little push. Let's get the fair value gap. This thing is dropping. Put my thing into profit. All right, that was a quick little scalp. Quick little $30 on the future side. So that was good. I've been getting my butt whooped over on the future side a little bit, but I think I've been focusing on options too strongly. So I got a nice little good tickage on that because I'm anticipating that they're going to try to toy with it a little bit. I may have to give up that 432 or adjust my leverage. Yeah, you're gonna have to adjust that leverage to that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to drop you down to that. And let me go over to you. I do not want to go with the 430 so bad. Ha! This thing is dumping. It's going to go through the fair value gap. Now, if I did go, and that's what I was thinking of, just the 1 minute did close here. This would have been my entry, and then play it down to this level. But I just want to stick with it. Got to stick with it. 5 minute is our purpose. 5 minute. I want to see if we can get a little bit of a pullback on that 5 minute, and maybe I get in there, or is this just the dump cycle and everything is done here? We don't know. We're just gonna take the chart for what it gives us. Let me go check on my vertical. Let me see what we're working with over there. What was it? Driver basic? I think it was. Yeah. Let me go ahead and get that there. I'm gonna check on SPX 500 USD, and I want to see what we're working with. We're kind of trending up, so this would have to be like a massive reversal if we were going to go ahead and take it to the downside, like for real. In 10 minutes, we're gonna get a new candle. All right, so we got to close below, and I wanna, yeah, I think I'm gonna. I want to go check out SPX, but I forgot that my 5 minute was going to close soon. I'm thinking we're going to recapture the wick because we closed inside of the fair value gap. That's why I was going to take this, but it's gotten so far away. You know what? I'm gonna with a hard time picking. I almost want to go sharpen my entry and come over here to the 1 minute. They could pin this 1 minute down. But you see, and that's what I was afraid of, because you see how that where that bottom is, that wick has been a tough area. I think I want to see a break and close on this 1 minute down here, but again, that's going to be risky because I'm anticipating that they're going to pin the 5 minute. This is a tough one. Tough orb. There's our break. Yeah, too far removed. Let's just be completely frank about that. I should have got in right here on that 5 minute. I could have had some cushion, then I could have considered it. New lower lows makes things a little interesting. Yeah, they really are trying to get this 1 minute to stay up here, and that's what I was concerned about here. Patience, folks, patience. We did break through. Maybe a retest of the order block, because a 5 minute close outside of it. Could they be waiting for 10 o'clock? We didn't get all of the 15 minute fair value gap. Let's see if any more bears exist here. See, that's what I was afraid of, because like I said, we're making such a massive move. Are they coming down, grabbing liquidity so that way they can fill some orders down here? And that's what it's looking like right now. Five minutes focused on the curl. We are in a bullish state on the MAC. can get a rejection here, that would be a sound situation for it. See, that's why you can't chase the trade. My entry would have been as close to that order block as possible. We need to reject this as far as being the orb. So my red line is the bottom of the opening range. My green is the top of the opening range. That could have been a good rejection point. I may scalp another, because I think we're going to create a lower high going from candle to candle a bit, but we'll see. They're trying to get back on top of that order block, recapture that wick. Now this kind of looks like what happened yesterday a little bit too, because we kind of like was fighting with the orb. Could this be a lower low sweep so that way they could keep the 5-minute golden cross going? We're about to get on top of it, so yeah, I'm gonna have to shut down these puts. I wanted to play it. If we had did a little lower low, I would have played it a little bit differently, because I do feel like they're going to come back to this trend line and then try to liquidate, but it closed above it, so I think it's going to be bullish. I don't play inside the range, so this could be a good trade for a bump and run to the upside, especially if we break out of here. We're going to go ahead and test that high and probably break out the top side. Patience, folks, patience. Unless you're scalping, of course. Good rejection here. I don't like the fact that we closed above that block. Actually, you know what? Let me just look at it in a different perspective. Let me get rid of the block. Let me get rid of the lines. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this consolidation here. I'm going to use it and try to get as much collective data as possible where all of them touch like that. That's what I'm going to look at. I want to see it closing below this level. Again, the 5-minute Stoch is pointing like this. Not a good sign for downside. 15-minute was trying to fill the fair value gap. They used that as support, and then like 3 minutes, it looks like we're not going to get the rest. 1 hour looks like this, and they're trying to get out of the bearish state and go into a bullish move. This bullish fair value gap is going to make things interesting for that upside, which makes that 450 contract look very tempting. Very, very tempting. We'll come back to this. Let me go check out oil real quick. Head and shoulders. That daily kiss came for that, and that's it. Gold. Trying to break out. Doing that W move, possibly. Alright, back over to NQ. Good rejection off that trend line. It could have been a scalp there. I'm talking about a good range of 80, 40 to 80. That would be an interesting way of taking that trade. It's second touch, no, third touch. That is his third touch. We got 60 seconds until this candle closes. Um, just like yesterday, I don't want to have y'all, edgy when we're playing this open up breakout range. I wanted to do it within 45 minutes to an hour of the market opening. Um, so 10:15, we'll see where the market kind of holds it. Yeah, I really feel like they're accumulating to push more to the upside. Mm-hmm. We're closing above there. Make me really want to see that 450 level. Let me go ahead and load this. The 450, what I'm considering. That was a nice low rejection. Of course, that's because that second trend line. Oh, this is heavy. Heavy, heavy. All right. Let me go ahead and put that there. And we're talking about 21. Boom. Boom, boom. I would love to play this for an upside. I'm assuming we're going to go ahead and get into that top range. All right, there goes the downward trend. This is our third touch here. Can they take it out? They are taking it out. It's starting to break the range. It's starting to step up after making that low, higher low. I want to see a close above here. Then it could be really, really comfortable for that upside. I don't want to be too aggressive, but I'm very close on just being aggressive now. And that's that breakout that I'm looking for, because it's starting to do what I think it's going to do, hold that trend line. And yeah, I think we just got too much momentum now for it to turn any other way. All right. Trying to stick with the rule of the 5 minute. Trying to stick with the rule and not break it. That was about a good 100 points the other way. Got a minute and 30 seconds. We gotta close. This looks good. This looks good. And then they'll be breaking my downtrend lines too. And our target will be probably up in that upper register into that fair value gap up there on that 5 minute. Especially with the 1 hour holding that 5 minute, that fair value gap. And 50 seconds. We may get a little retracement. Oh, and that Eli Lilly, they smashed earnings too, so market's probably feeling very bullish right now. I just closed you out. I didn't mean to close you out. Just being disciplined, waiting for the close. Alright, good pullback. No tweezer tops. Flirting with a tweezer top. Alright, probably a little pullback as people start to take some of their money off the table. A little upset because I saw the 1 minute was kind of using the 200 EMA. Could have got in there, but again, breaking the rules. It's breaking the rules. Try not to break the rules. Look like they're trying to tweezer top this, but I'm pretty sure the 15 minute has curled. Yeah, it's already curled. I'm probably trying to use that as a rocket launch of that fair value gap and get into the next one. So I want to see how that 15 minute holds up. Yeah, 1 minute still pulling back. Alright, come back and test the range if that's where you want to go. Alright, inside of the range. Use it as support. Especially breaking out of immediate trends. I guess this block is being given it difficulties. Come on, baby. Give us something nice. Got a little minor trend that's happening here with a higher high. Very, very, very flirting with a bearish divergence. Because we're making higher highs and this thing can really tank, so gonna have to take out those bears if they're gonna really hold this down. probably use that as a launching pad, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the shot, see what it does with it. That's probably a nice little retest of the block. Carry on, and then we just go ahead and get into the fair value gap above. Does this 1 hour here fair value gap have enough steam to get through this order block here? And that's what I'm kind of banking on. So we'll see what happens. Does it have enough steam to curl this 15-minute and just start taking off? Oh, looks like it might. It just might. Take out this and then get into that fair value gap on that 15-minute. That was a hard rejection. So I was looking at it and I was like, okay, you know what, I'm going to take something off the table, and it is that 300 level. I don't know if it has enough steam for it. And that's the problem that it's facing in itself, but we'll see. You know, at the end, we only take what the market gives us. Yeah, this is gonna be a tough one. Sorry, I did forget. Let me put this on the screen so that way, yeah, I can see. Yeah, there we go. I think I got a solid entry. Is this going to take that level out or not? And it would have to probably liquidate some of these bears that's up here that's putting pressure. I'm looking for it to get past 297 using the 1 hour as its fair value gap was holding, and that 1 hour fair value gap is holding, and I want to know what they're targeting, and I think they're targeting another fair value gap itself. another fair value gap, which takes us above the 297 in itself. But we got a minute and 32 seconds on this 5-minute candle, and let's see, can the bulls really put some muscle into it and get above that area and get above 297.50. That's probably the area. There we go. That's the one. Get above that 297.50. Why did it? Okay. All right. I'm taking a lot off the table there because what I didn't like about that is that I think that's a 300 level that they're trying to reject it. So it sucks a little bit. It's not holding, you know, it's not holding. I'm going to probably reposition myself with something else. Because we got a golden cross on this 5-minute that's doing this, and then we got the 15-minute that it's like trying to get through it. Now we did get the fair value gap, and that's why I should have like really started taking off. But because of that contract, I had like 20 to 30%, and then they pulled it all the way back to like 15%. I'm like, can I at least get 8%? So I'm close to break even on that one. Just because they kind of toyed with it, I should have took it on that first instance. But we're probably going to get a nice little spike up here. That's why I'm considering taking something else up, which is probably going to be the 449. Look like I'm just going to be running with this runner for the day because it's paid for. Yeah, I should have added that 449. It's gonna be 300, 18. It was just taking its sweet time. You see, now it gave me 20% again. I think they're messing with the IV here, so be very careful because 2 seconds ago when I was filling this fair value gap, we was in 20% again. So now let me go look at my other target on this 5-minute. The target I was looking for is here. 362. The good trade would have been like getting that breakout of that bump and run, but it's such a stair step choppy up. I didn't want to get caught where even though we broke out of here and took out the liquidation of these bears here, I didn't want it to come back. And you could see we came back really deep. This was a great entry on the pullback. Maybe if I got in on the zone versus waiting for me to get something that felt comfortable, which was like halfway through, that probably would have been a better entry. But right now this is at 25%. Let me go look at SPX real quick because I need to go see what our vertical is going to look like. Okay, so that looks like that. Does it have enough steam to get above on SPX to 533? That's a good question. So that said, I'm going to go ahead and go take a look at what I could find. That's not a bad price. 25. Did we fill the fair value gap? Did it get it? No, I didn't get it. Are you rejecting off of it? Is that what y'all doing? As I said, that was going to be a tough area, as this was a fair value gap fill. I'm going to look at what's happening to my contract. It's down a bit off that 20%. About $7 away from being in the money. Yeah, it's just they're pulling it back. Let me go ahead and prepare myself just in case I gotta shut this one down. Because the 5-minute got a long wick of a rejection here. 15-minute did it cross. 15-minute Stoke did cross. Can we hold this for 10 minutes? Now, when we rejected from this area, we rejected hard yesterday. That's the only thing that made me pause a little bit. And because we went so far here, yeah. Oh, it's brought me back to break even. I'm going to see if the 5-minute can catch some steam. If it does, it might go recapture that wick. That's what I'm looking for. I'm going to be patient with this because I already took majority of my position off the table anyways. Yeah, I knew he was going to do that, do some foolishness like that. All right, now I'm looking for a bounce right around that 300 level. That's why I'm looking at these. I might swim. Let me go back to this SPX. Ooh. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That 1 hour. Oh, wow. Oh, that 1 hour looks like we are just getting this party started. You know what? Let us roll with that. I'm gonna wait for this 5-minute to close. If this 5-minute closes, then we're probably gonna have a nice little bounce off of here. Go recapture that wick. And go test fair value gaps. But the one thing that's kind of made me pause is this 1 hour. Let me show you the 1 hour. This was an area of rejection for the Qs. This is what started this with the whole evening star and everything went down. Could this just be a retracement of this move as a whole? And we're at the 70 and the reversal is at that 786. So we'll see actually even further. The priority there. I forgot about that. We're starting to get to that 786. Minute and 50 seconds left. have not. I forgot to do this. Let me fix this. I was supposed to fix this. Yeah, I never did it. I never did it. Alright, I got 27 seconds. Let me go ahead and make this. That's done. And we'll see what happens from there. Alright, so that's that. Oh, that's interesting. I was about to execute this vertical. We made a higher low here, but we couldn't take out that wick, so I need compression and consolidation here to happen. Let me just, I'm gonna take it. All right, there we go. So I'm waiting for compression to kind of take off, and then they recapture this wick. Let's see if we can get that bad boy right here. 440. Did I get the 449? No, I forgot. I closed that out. Get that 449 now. I'm gonna go lighter. Sorry about that. I got my messages in here. Let's go lighter. That means 5. 1 looks like the, and then in the 15-minute, I want you to go ahead and get up in there. Capture. Yeah, we're going right into a block. This is a tough one to go with, but I'm gonna make it happen, Captain. Let's see what happens. Oh, I didn't do it. A market. They already took it. It took off on me. Alright, so this one's at 27, and the one I just added about 1% or so. If we can get this 5 minutes to really power up and get into that block, we should see some very fun stuff, because we stair-step this whole entire thing here. And like this wick here. Maybe get to that 400 before we start to get a little weakness. That's fine. Is that block? It is that block. Because what I was thinking is, whatever divergence we was about to put on the Stoke, if we could go ahead and start really pinning this and getting up to here, it'll eliminate that divergence the oscillator on the MACD already did that, and I'm just looking for the histogram on the MACD to do the same. And if we get a nice push here, it should follow suit. Mm. Every time it tries to get up, slam, slam. Where are you putting your stop loss? Your stop loss might be here. If we get here with this momentum that we're putting on this candle, and you can see this 5 minute candle looks like it's not giving no lax, no waver here. This thing could do some very, very deep. There we go. We could get some real damage here. All right, I got like 18% over there. Let's get to that 400. That was that last minute, 5 minute liquidation there. Oh, got my alert for that one. It's a 10:30. You know what? Let's do that. Here's my 45 minute. It's letting me know that we just did a very strong impulsive candle here, but this thing could pin, but there is some possible liquidation that could happen here. That's what my alert is kind of warning me of. I'm gonna take my money off the table there. Oh, whoa, that is a deeper retracement than I was comfortable with. Come on. So, yeah, you know what? The tough things when you get conflicting alerts happening, right? I want more upside because I think this 15 minutes still carries a lot of weight, right? So we'll probably get like fair value gap and then push, maybe get to the top of the order block before we retrace. And then I got an alert that's telling me that there's a possibility that the retracement can be happening like soon, right? So it's like, what does the chart tell you? I want you to get to that 400 before you even think about it. You got to 391. Get to 400. Get to 400. It says, I will not. This is a real toughie. This is a real tough one. I think we're gonna get to that 400 before we even think about dropping. That's why I'm still holding on to this. I did take it off the table on something else, lighten my load on my leverage there. It did the damage I was thinking at that 80 level, but it looks like they probably had some shorts over at that 400 level, but they stopped it right before it got to 400. So I think they're trying to trigger people's their trail stops. Yeah. I'm looking for the 5 minute to put in a fair value gap here, but the funny thing about it, still flirting with a histogram divergence. Ugh. that whole trying to hold on for 5 minutes, consistently, and then you get one of these red ones. It's such not, I won't say a drain, but it's like these are the sweeps, right? They try to like locate these stops and these trails. Hey, if we give them this high, maybe we could get their trail stop to come closer, and then we just hit them. I think that's what they're trying to do here. At least that's how it feels. But I think you're going to get a better trail at that 439 because that's the rejection area. Because people will be locking their profits from the move down below out of the orb. I think there's still individuals that are still in here based on the orb. All right, Bears, get out the way. You're getting some more bullish momentum here. Y'all pushed me into the red, and it looks like it went right back green. Here comes the toughie. Here comes what could be a potential night. So just being patient with that, allowing for possibly this 5 minute fair value gap is where I probably would have some real concern. But I think we could get some more upside here. Come on, baby. Come on. Don't do me like that, baby. You got it. Because what I want to see is, yeah, we're consolidating. Yeah, we put in this doji. Yeah, this is what it looks like. And then, I don't know, we just do one more bottle rocket move into the 400 level. I think some people probably are setting their sights on that as well. That's what I love about the market. The market is a summation of everybody's ideology, and I could see like almost like everybody's different strategies being played off right here. And I would say this: I do have my camp that's starting on August 26th. By all means, get your tickets. I will be posting a link inside of my link tree. It'll be in the description inside of here. So get your tickets. Be ready. We're gonna learn, and the goal is to become a profitable trader. You got so close to 400. You're just gonna stop at 399. That's the game y'all gonna play. Ah, there we go. There goes to 400. And then they won't blast it right through. They just make it difficult at the same time. Such jerks. Let me go ahead and take money off the table because I was looking for an impulsive candle there, and it's best to kind of like concede where necessary. I'm going to go ahead and do this, and I'm going to do this, and then we'll just play with house money at this point. Lower my exposure to the market. The goal here is I do not want my first contract to get under. I think we're going to try not to get that one too low. I would say maybe, because this one was a little late to the game. So the one that's the 450 break of structure, and then the one that's at now 25% being a jerk. That one I'm probably going to look for. I don't know. Break of structure, and then the other one break even. I think I'm gonna do the break even. They're gonna have to bring me down to break even. Yep, let's do that. So develop your plan, trade your plan, don't trade your money, and you should be a happy camper when it's all said and done. In one account, I got 72. In another account, I have a vertical that's operating and it's going my way. So we had 70, about $100 or so. And if it continues, this one, it is flying in the right direction. This one's already at $100. So possibly 200, $300 a day. That would be great if everything stays according to plan. If this thing really blasts through, because my real target is that 439, and we are above here, and we reject that the fair value gap on the 5 minute. Let's see if we can fill that fair value gap on that 5 minute. If we can get that, that should be the real move. Funny thing, I was explaining with the 45 minute. So we got an impulsive candle. So what we usually get is some type of liquidation that happens. Could that have been the liquidation and they just didn't really do a deep liquidation? Because I looked for like probably like 50% or so. And now we're just going to go ahead and continue to this upside using this fair value gap as a springboard. Very possible. Very, very, very possible. So we'll see how that holds up over time. They know what would happen if it holds that 400. They're trying to sell it now. Look at that 396. Don't be a jerk, market. Don't be a jerk. Go ahead and hold on to that 400. Stop playing. I would say we'll probably wrap up at 45, 10:45. All right. They toyed with it. They put a long wick on here, and it closed below levels, showing signs that the 400 is going to be a tough area. So that said, getting myself prepared to put my stops that way I can have this in full automation. I gotta go run downstairs and take care of some stuff. Or maybe I don't have to. Alright, let's take out that wick. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Hold that 400 level. You got it. You got it, 400. All right, let me see what that 15-minute looks like right now. So we sit on top of a fair value gap. That's sitting on top of a fair value gap. So this looks very bullish for the move. Let's see if we can put in this next one and really, really hold. And then we can get to my target. I'm looking for 439. I want that 439. So they kind of destroyed that bearish divergence here, but not on the histogram. We need something impactful now, or this thing is going to go ahead and do some funky stuff. We don't want funky stuff. We want just nice, good appreciation when we're in the right position. 2 minutes and 44 seconds, then we'll probably shut this down. Like I said, our boot camp, we're going to go ahead and try to turn everybody into profitable traders. I know it sounds a little quonky, a little bit. Let me go ahead and put this. I'll put this stop on. I know it sounds very quonky a little bit because, you know, a lot of these fake guys are all over the place and they're like, oh, we can do this, we can do that, and then out of nowhere you sign up and then they don't do even half the stuff that they so-called say that they can do. But my goal, generally speaking, is to see if it breaks this structure. If it breaks this level here on this 5 minute, that's going to affect the structure on the 5 minute and probably come for the fair value gap. I'll reposition if I need to. But I'll say this when it's all said and done. It's very important that you don't focus on the money itself, right? Not as far as the program, but just focusing on making money. If you can focus on just following your procedures, things that you've tested, you've done your research, you know, all good things happen to those that put in the work. That's how I look at it. And if you put in the work the proper way, you will get the results. So I'm not touting myself as being some type of individual savior of all trading for all people's portfolio, but I will show you the techniques that turn me from spinning my wheels, being hard headed, running my head into a brick wall, thinking I was smarter than everybody, and then just understanding that discipline is the more key factor. So I know it's easy said than done because it's going to take practice, but this boot camp is a challenge to you so that way you can develop those skills. So I look forward to working with every individual on that boot camp. And we're going to have a lot of fun. I promise you. We're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to be able to kind of like really, really knock it out the park and start putting some money in our pockets. All right. That said, right now I'm at 48%. I try to keep things light for y'all. I'm going to see if this thing breaks structure. I got one with a stop loss, which brings it to break even. This is probably why we're dancing like this. I'm looking to see if this 5 minute actually makes a low here because it's going to do a structure change. Yep, there we go. We got a little bit of a structure change. Something that I'm just not going to be comfortable with letting my runner do. And I'm just going to go ahead and just take it from right there. That's gone. And I'm going to let the stop loss work on the other one. So that said, thank you for taking the time joining me. I come back on Tuesday, 9:15. Try to stay on for an hour. We had some real good movement on the orb. If you did make some money, by all means, share. Let me know. If I give you good content, if there's something I could do better, by all means, put it in the comment. I could go ahead and tweak if it all makes sense. I appreciate every one of you, our subscribers, and don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and the bell button, and share it to your friends. Yeah, have a great day, and I'll see y'all Tuesday.